Let's get this adjusted here. Okay. And let me go to my channel and set this up. Turn down my computer volume. Just give me a few minutes to get set up and let people come in. Oh, it's asking me to make a goal. Hey. Always takes a few minutes to get people in. Okay. I've got that set up. Yeah, a lot of my gold community members are over an ATC show, but I'm running out of time here, so I had to finally get it going. Hey. We're only a minute and or 1 minute and a half into it. Yeah, and I think we have 2 people. So let's give it a few more. Can I even speak today? It's Sunday. 3 people. Let's get it up there to at least 10 so I can get this thing going. Let's see, did I fix the title? Yeah. Make sure I did my titles right. Hey, Mike, how are you doing today? Where are you coming in from, sir? Hey, Grayson. Let me send another message to my mod. I know she's like watching my videos right now because I just saw it pop up. But she doesn't always look at her text right away. Happy Easter. Hey, I just saw your comment. I just responded to that. We can talk about that later if it's okay. Let me just let her know that I am live. Hopefully she'll see this. I know one of my other mods, she's over on ATC live show right now. I was watching that for about an hour or so. I got 6 people. Let's get it up to 10. Everybody hit that thumbs up, hit those red hearts. We'll try to get enough people in here to get this going. This is very important that we keep talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. 8 people. Hi, Capture Dandy. Hey, Trisha, welcome back. Con Beast Gaming, haven't seen you before. Hello. Oh, 13 people. Great. Oh, thank you. And no, I'm not sponsored, but hey, Chewy, I'm monetized now. Maybe you would like to sponsor me. Yeah, that would be great to talk about what I sent you. It's very interesting. Okay, we'll do that towards the back end. We'll do some housekeeping. Gotham needs me. You look like the Walmart version of Miley Cyrus. My fellow neighbor here, Miley. But you got to keep it clean, Gotham, or you're going to have to be timed out. No knuckleheads today. Mariana Velasquez. Brian Price, can I send you? I'm still waiting for my mod. Go ahead and send me 2 $500 super chats, Brian. Or you can just send it to the mailing address. Just send me the cash. Okay, let's get this thing going. I'm still trying to get my mod in here because she's going to be so upset. Like, I'm going to ring her. Hello, Stokes family. Okay, well, she's not answering. Okay, my name is April Davis, April Davis PI, and I am a licensed California private investigator. Hi, Jamie James. Welcome back. Welcome back, I should say. Yeah, those are just readers. I've had 4 eye surgeries, but now I can't see anything up close. But thank you, Stokes family. I need to talk about, I was just trying to get you on, Kelly, because I didn't have a mod. And we're going to be very quick to out people today, put them on a timeout if somebody gets, a little crazy here. Last few days since I got monetized, it's bringing in more of the trolls. So, but thank you for the regulars that are coming in and the new subscribers that are coming in. There's a couple different things we need to talk about. And then one of my new followers can remind me we need to talk about her comment too at the end. But there's 3 things we need to talk about actually regarding the Nancy Guthrie case. Have you guys heard the answer right now? I'm live. There was a Pima County Sheriff's deputy who got arrested last week. Travis Reynolds, he's now a former sheriff's deputy. He was 22 years old. He was arrested and charged on 1 count of kidnapping. I'll get to your comments in just a second, everybody. I just got to get over this or get through this. The Tucson Police Department did, now not the Sheriff's Department, but their actual police department, did arrest 22-year-old Travis Reynolds, a former Pima County Sheriff's deputy, and charged him with 1 count of kidnapping in connection with alleged misconduct that reportedly occurred while he was on duty, says the Tucson Police Department. The Sheriff's Office was notified of the arrest and the employee was terminated. It says they don't have any additional information to provide. That's what the sheriff says. Yeah, it was kidnapping, but let me explain why. The complaint said that Reynolds was transporting a woman to jail and called her hot. He claimed that he could help her with her case and vape with her while she was handcuffed. Reynolds then allegedly explained he would not go to court. So basically, if the officer doesn't show up to testify, you win. He also stated that they could go to a hotel and have S. Remember, I'm monetized. We can't say the words here. Then he allegedly showed her S explicit clips, and when she asked to go inside the jail, he said no. Now, that's where the kidnapping comes in. She said she saw multiple officers coming and going with their arrestees, and she was wondering why she was still inside the vehicle. The victim said he allegedly, this is all alleged, told her to show him her B, and when she showed him her bra, he removed her from the vehicle and brought her inside the jail. Security camera footage from the Pima County Jail matched up with parts of the account. So they're reporting. Reynolds then said he may or may not have been involved in showing her a video of S acts. He also stated he may or may not have been involved in the discussion of having S at a hotel. Yeah. Okay. Just weeks ago, the office was hit with a $1 million suit from an inmate. Now, I don't know if that's related to this or unrelated. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Ibrahim. Happy Easter says, yes, I heard about that, and he was on that program called Desert Law because they filmed it last year. I think it's crazy, so you just never know who's in trouble. Oh, you're talking about the other thing we're going to talk about. Well, I heard in the Nancy Guthrie case that there is some sort of a special private investigator now that's investigating this case, and I don't think it's the family. I'm sure there's a lot of PIs investigating this case. Let's see. It also says Chris Nanos, the Pima County Sheriff, has faced intense pressure from the public to find Savannah's mother, a case that has now caught national attention. Now, some people are putting, the dots together incorrectly and saying like, oh, well, maybe this guy was involved in Nancy's situation. No. Hi, remote viewer. Shelly Harper, hi, your glasses are cool. My reading glasses, yeah, these are like Amazon or eBay glasses. I think they were eBay. I don't think it's any of the family either, but I thought in the beginning, well, anyway, it's a sad case. Yeah, it is a sad case. But yeah, so this guy, this Travis Reynolds, was arrested. He's only 22. Allegedly, his arrestee was 22. We'll see how it all shakes out in court. But he did get fired from the Pima County Sheriff, and he is being charged with 1 count of kidnapping. And it doesn't mean that he like went to her house and took her and handcuffed her and threw her in the back of the car. Like, no. It just means that when they got to the police station and they were supposed to get out of the car and walk inside the police station, they didn't. Let's see. I hope you feel better, Kelly. If not, I want you to talk to the doctor Monday morning. Before I get to the second point, let me just welcome in a new subscriber here really quick. Let me bring up, I don't want to lose my page here. God forbid, you know, YouTube is having all kinds of issues lately, like all kinds of issues. And, you know, I'm trying to get to all the messages, but at some point they're coming in faster than I can get to them. So I do read them all. So, oh, thank you for the 6 thumbs up. We got 8 people in here. Hit those red hearts. Thank you. I hope you are subscribed. And she just said, oh, I assume you're a woman. You could be a man. Let me know if you're male or female. Happy Easter USA 2026 just said, hey, I heard about your channel and I've been watching your videos and boy, I just love them. I want to let you know the breaking news. I was very shocked to hear about this. There are protesters outside of JLR Investigates in Florida. I assume you mean his house. Very shocking. You know, a lot of people were asking me about him. Remote viewer says he is a male. Hyper Trash Panda, greetings from Texas. Greetings from California, back at you. Let's see. You know, I'm looking to see if this username or this viewer is still here. You know, a lot of my viewers were asking me in the beginning, like, hey, are you watching this guy, JLR? Are you watching JLR Investigates? And I knew who he was because he was on the air like 15, 16 hours a day. And I would check him out here and there. But me being a PI for 42 years, you know, started in 84, got licensed in 92, and never looked back until, you know, all the health stuff happened in 2019. So now I'm only part-time for the last 6, 7 years. But my spidey senses went off. And I'm not investigating anybody here. I'm not even investigating professionally this Nancy Guthrie case. I'm just reporting on it. But I just went, you can go to Google. It's called Google, people. They own YouTube that you're watching right now. Go to the little search bar and type in anything. And I typed in JLR Investigates. And I was like, whoa. Okay. My spidey senses still work. But I didn't say anything to my audience. And then this alleged domestic violence allegation surfaced. And then everybody went crazy, like, oh my God, and he's lost 8,000 followers. Well, I think that's like, you know, a small percentage of the people that are watching, but just be careful who you know, make friends with or put up on a pedestal because things are not always as they appear. And, you know, give the courts time to straighten it all out. We can only say what he's been already convicted of in the past and what he's been involved in the past. Is he guilty on the most recent criminal allegations? I have no idea. But thank you for that comment. Happy Easter USA 2026. Welcome to my channel. So we talked about Travis Reynolds, and I don't think it's connected. I mentioned it yesterday or the day before that someone said he was connected to the Nancy Guthrie case. He is not connected to that. He's just a deputy. So unless he was one of the deputies that went to her house on the day of the kidnapping, you know, he's not connected at all. Berta Donnelly, I was thinking the family and still believe there are 2 of the 4. Let's see, what have I missed? Let me go back since I was reading this comment. Hello, Brahim. Hello, Kellyanne Sullivan. Yes, it's true. He was on the program Desert Law and A&E. Yeah, I don't have A&E anymore, but I've heard about it. Love you too, remote viewer. I love everybody here for watching. Let me keep going. Christopher, hello. I've been here. I've been here every day, Christopher. You can watch this and then go see all the old videos. and I have since been monetized. So if the videos look a little different, because YouTube is now putting in the Google AdSense, don't freak out. Several people have freaked out. It's out of my control. Kelly says she's in Tuscaloosa. Okay. Verta Donnelly, this is important. I was thinking the family and still believe there are 2 of the 4. You mean 4 suspects and they may be 2 of them? What are you saying, Verta? Let's see. This says Chewy. This was sent to me when my Alfie passed away. Actually, no, this was sent to me when Alfie was sick. They sent a hat and they sent like a scarf for him because my mixed Maine Coon was bigger than most dogs. He was 28 pounds. And so I got a hat and he got a little Chewy scarf. Happy Easter. It's important you have to watch those ads so the YouTuber will get paid. I know. And I can go over some of the numbers over the last 3 or 4 days since this happened. And part of it is very like, wow, I can't believe it. And most of it is depressing because most of these views on these Nancy Guthrie videos came in before the monetization. So they're not going to count for anything. You're saying microphone. Oh, clipped on my brim. Yeah, that's one of my Wi-Fi mics. Okay, thanks for answering that, Kelly. Yeah, that was the love of my life. I've lost a lot of pets and people the last few years since my 2019 cancer diagnosis. It's just, life is as hard as it's ever been. But I love, like, talking with you guys, chatting with you guys on YouTube. And before I go into the next part of this that's really important to the Nancy Guthrie case, hold on, Trish. Trisha, I'll get to your comment. I just wanted to show you a few things here. Let me go to the channel dashboard. And I'm going to go to the analytics and then click revenue. Now they're 2 days behind in calculating it. From the watch page ads, and this got monetized late at night on the 25th, and it's only the 29th, and they're a day or 2 behind. I have only made $7.51 from Google Watch page ads. I have made 1 penny from Shorts feeds ads. Now, of course, I won't get paid until it reaches 100, and then it's a month behind. I have made $3.49 from memberships. Shout out to one of my mods, Hearts of Gold Prospecting. She is my one and only member. And where most of the money has come in is Super Chats, $28.98. And I've had 12. So out of those 12, I get, like they say 40%, but that's not true. It's less than 50% now. The memberships, I get 70%, and those renew every month. I have 1. So if it weren't for the Super Chats, Super Thanks, there would be $7.51 for views, a penny for Shorts, and 1 membership, $3.49. That would be my cut. So the approximate total is only at $40, and that's through the 27th. So I probably won't see this money until at least mid-May, unless a bunch of chats, Super Chats, Super Thanks, donations come in, because, yeah, that's bad. The Super Chats are great, but I'm getting between 58,000 and 62,000 views per month. At least I was. But in the last week and a half, it's gone meow. So keep watching and watch those ads. Happy Easter says, I'm new to your channel. I wanted to know, do you think Nancy was kidnapped? Do you think it was random or personal? It was definitely not random. Well, 99% sure it wasn't random. It's definitely personal. And it may be, it's one of two things. It's money or revenge or both. Somebody's out to get Savannah, or somebody kidnapped, or not kidnapped, but abducted her and possibly unalived her for money. It would be very interesting to find out when the Google search for location and money was done. Oh, I heard about that, Trisha. Somebody was Googling Savannah Guthrie's mom, and Trisha says the fact that a glove with the restaurant worker's DNA showed up a few miles from Nancy's house is a bit more alarming when you find out the Savannah and Nancy's Today episode was from November of last year. I don't think a kidnapper or an abductor or even someone who plans to take someone and unalive them would just dump their glove out the window. There's gloves everywhere in the desert. But that's just my opinion. I really can't see it being Annie and Tommaso. They have completely tore their house, car, life to shreds and haven't found anything they could use to make a case. Well, we don't know that they haven't found anything. Just because Bananos is saying, oh, let me get back to the main page because I went over to the back page. Let me go back so I can see my own chat. Oh, Kelly, you didn't need to do that. But you know what? Because she did, and my poor bunny, because she's sleeping right now, so it'll be short, but this is for you. My poor pets. But keep doing it. Thank you so much, Kelly. That helps a lot. Let me give you a little thumbs up there. Savannah believes it's her fault because she is in broadcasting. I understand that, though, because celebrities, and this comes from my own experience, not being a celebrity, but working with celebrities for, most of my career. That's how my career started. Somebody like Savannah, who's on TV every day, who makes millions of dollars a year, she's a target all the time. And her family, including her children and husband, would be targets too. So it could be related to Savannah. It's either somebody that was like, hey, that's Savannah Guthrie's mom, and maybe she has access to money. Or, hey, I hate that, Savannah, and I'm going to go get that, I'm going to get her. Or it's somebody more closely connected to Nancy, like a family member, a friend, a worker in the house, a worker at the house, a neighbor, somebody. But I do believe there's a connection between the fact that she just happens to be Savannah Guthrie's mother. Jamie James says a stalker or a hate crime. A stalker is very, very possible because stalking investigations is right up my alley. I missed yours on Annie. Let's see. Reason I believe there's too much there to prove the matter. Well, like I said before, if you're just coming in, this is a 500-piece puzzle. And the police and the FBI, they're not going to reveal their hand. So we, the public, we only have 5 to 10% of the pieces. Imagine you get a 500-piece puzzle and you have 25 to 50 pieces and you're going to try to put it together without the other pieces. Everything's not going to fit. So we don't really know everything that's being done or what's happening behind the scenes. We know they still have a lot of DNA to go through at that lab in Florida because some of it is mixed. We still know that the FBI, especially some of the agents who went back to the Phoenix office, they're going through thousands and thousands of hours of video where they have to literally sit at a screen, like, dozens of agents all day long going through over 10,000 hours of video. It might even be more than that. And there could be other things going on behind the scenes that we don't know. Let's see. Okay, with the timing, Tricia says, with the timing being at the same time as the e-file drop, yes, the C testimony and Savannah's husband being tied to the C's make for a compelling angle. To me, yeah, I've thought about that too. That's another big possibility. Jamie James says it could take years. Yes, it could. And it's just breaking my heart. And that sheriff down there in Tucson, they don't like him. They want to get rid of him. They have a recall. They want people to sign the petition. Yes, and it's been reported. I heard this quite some time ago that Sheriff Banos, or Nanos, I think Banos because of bananos, but Nanos, he had a brother that supposedly died the very next day after this kidnapping. I'd love to know his name. I'd love to know how he died, where he died, because people are like, hey, Sheriff Bananos is running the crime scene as if he's covering for, you know, somebody he knows. And I'm not saying that he is. People are saying, oh, he's involved or his brother was involved. I mean, his brother may have just, dropped dead or been hit by a car. I don't know. But people are going, oh, wow, his brother died. And, the way he just, ruined that crime scene, maybe it was intentional. I mean, I don't know. That's going down a big rabbit hole, but anything is possible. Boy, the chat's going so fast. If I'm missing your comments, I'm sorry. Jamie James, Sheriff Nanos is not a like person. Trisha, a hush move that may have gone terribly wrong. Oh, his brother was in hospice? Okay. Yeah, I figured it was something like that. But people, they start all these rumors. Yeah, I'm sorry he lost his brother. No matter what, I think of him as a professional investigator or sheriff. I wonder what they're going to do with the property. Well, right now they're kind of stuck because she's a missing person. She's not been declared legally dead. And that can take years, to declare somebody dead. It depends on the situation. It depends on the state and the laws in that state. And in the meantime, somebody's got to pay the taxes and clean the pool and pay for the upkeep. Where's that money coming from? Because frankly, I don't know how Annie and Tommaso are affording their own mortgage on their own house. And it's not like they can go ringy dingy dingy. I'm dropping a dime to mom, like, hey, can I borrow some money? Because we're a little short on the mortgage this month. Yeah, if they were siphoning money from their mom, which I'm not saying that they were, but if they did, all of a sudden that money's gone. They don't have access to those funds anymore. Everything's just sitting. 3 minutes left to do super chats. Oh, thanks for letting me know. Then it'll prompt, but it should prompt me, but thanks for you telling me, Kelly. Yes, Trisha, that's true. Depends on if there was a living trust and who had power over it besides Nancy. Exactly. I mentioned that yesterday. I've not done a title search on the house, but somebody that came into my live yesterday looked it up and said, oh, it is in her name, but it's in a trust. Well, who's on the trust? Who's the trustee? Savannah is most likely helping. Oh, you mean with the finances of the house? Probably. Now, there's something I wanted to bring up. I didn't see the date line. I tried to. I had everything set in the timers. Thought it was coming on at 10 Pacific. In the meantime, I was watching a Dodger game. And it turns out it came on at 9 Pacific, and I missed it. I was so mad. Like, oh my God, I missed it. Hi, April mods and chats. I can't take people on my phone. I'm not sure why that is. Anyway. Okay. Let me go back to Saturday, or was it Friday night that was on Dateline? I missed it. But basically, it was just a replay of the interview that had already played on the Today Show, and I've seen all 3 parts. Yeah, I've seen the 3 parts, but not on Dateline. I just had already seen them. And there was something I noticed right away. Kind of like when I noticed, like, some sketchy things I thought about JLR. Like, my spidey senses are going off. And I don't want to say anything bad about Hoda, because I like Hoda. And I adore Savannah. But I've got to take off my glasses so you guys look at my eyes. Now let's say I'm Hoda. And I'm like, and they had, cameras going towards Savannah, cameras, and they have the zoom and they have the close-ups and they have the wide angle, but she went like this. Did you see that? Multiple times in all, and these were all filmed the same day. They just separated it into 3 parts. But did you see? Like she's like grimacing. Like she's like a child trying to force alligator tears to come out. I noticed it immediately. And that's because I've probably interviewed, I don't know, 5 or 10,000 people in my career. It just like when I commented on Annie and Tommaso's posture and their body language. I'm an expert at that because I've interviewed so many people. And she was, and I'm not going to make fun of the way somebody cries or the way somebody grieves. But then Savannah, I mean, she literally had her makeup coming down and she had a tissue wiping her eyes. And then they would go over to Hoda and she would wipe, but there was nothing to wipe. And I was like, I know that these newscasters are actors. You know, Nancy Grace, she's number 1 at it because people think she's really like that. You know, she's not. A lot of that is acting. A lot of that is for show. But NBC, they should have turned down Hoda's mic a little bit because it takes over the interview. And then right up close. Am I the only one that noticed it? No, Jamie James noticed it. What the hell was that? Kelly says, I noticed that it looked weird. She seemed more agitated. Oh, I got to reset the target or something is telling me. Okay. Why is it asking me to fill this out again? Oh, hold on, Kelly. Hold on, everybody. This is driving me nuts. Why can't it just set and say, stay set? And I still haven't figured out the Jules yet because I was in a live earlier today and I was trying to send Jules and there was no way for me to do it. It was super fake. And, you know, I haven't been able to watch the Today Show in decades. I see bits and pieces on the internet, but I've had to work since I was 17 years old. I don't have the luxury of getting up in the morning and watching TV. And I know that she had retired or left the show in December, and then this whole thing blew up with Savannah's family. And then they brought her back because they didn't know what was going to happen to Savannah and how long she was going to be gone. But that was fake as S, you know, like S it ends with a T. Like, let's just say that was bull crap. Like, but I didn't want to call her out on it. But now, and she's not my favorite person because I don't like her political beliefs. But I saw a short last night with Megyn Kelly. Like I said, not my favorite person. But sometimes she just says it right on. Like, this is what I think, and I don't care. You know, F you if you don't agree with me. This is F and BS. You know, she'll just say it out because she has a podcast now. She's no longer on network TV. And she was like, that was so unprofessional. And why didn't they turn down her mic, Hoda's mic? And I was like, exactly. And those were fake tears. I mean, those were, my parents used to say it about my sister. You know, oh, look at those crocodile tears. And she'd go, But, you know, that's another story. Some of the mental unwell-being in some members of my family, you know, but, you know, and it's like, I didn't buy it at all. I don't even buy it that they're close friends. I think she's friends with Jenna Bush and she's friends with Carson Daly and his wife. But that just looked fake as hell to me. I'm sorry, fake as heck, I should say. Boy, these comments are going so fast. Jamie, exactly. I noticed she looked fake to me. Let me try to catch up. There have been rumors of a power struggle between Hoda and Savannah since 2017. That's a long time for rumors to persist. Yes. But that's common amongst newscasters and actors that are in TV shows. Happy Easter, USA. Yeah, why is it just Savannah that's talking? Why isn't the other sister talking? Why isn't the brother talking? I think that's strange. No, I think all what the family has said is scripted, and Savannah is a professional broadcaster, so that's why she's the spokesperson. Jamie said, that's exactly what I just said. Very fake. It ruined the interview. It did ruin the interview. And I'm not saying that Hoda wasn't upset, but why try to make fake tears? And when Savannah would say certain things like the doors were propped open, why not ask another question? Well, can you explain that further? Or maybe she wasn't allowed to ask questions. But she did have a list of questions, but she wouldn't, when I do an interview with a suspect or with a witness, I have a list of questions. But depending on what their answer is, I may need to follow up with 4 or 5 more questions before I go to my next question. And she didn't follow up on anything that she said. She just went down the list to the next question. So the interview sucked. Berta says, I have with all things already done in the matter that it was them on account was with her and Annie and drove her home and know that him and Annie wanted money from her and could not get. That is a possibility. And that's got to be at the top of the list. I mean, it's not the only top of the list, but yeah, you always have to look at the family first. They wanted to show how sad the situation was, maybe get more viewers, bottom line. But it was so obvious. I mean, I know all you guys that are watching me are not PIs, but several people here noticed the same thing. Easter says, if this was my mother, I would be talking all the time. I'd be frantic. Exactly, no matter who I am. And so I think the other sister should be talking and the brother should be talking. Maybe they know more than what we know, which they probably do, and the FBI doesn't want them speaking. Trisha, Hoda was brought in to cover Savannah's absence, so I'm sure the interview was part of the whole package. Yes. Trisha, yes, there are professionals that know how to speak to the public. Nanos should have utilized that. Exactly. And they do have a spokesperson for that police department, but I haven't seen him since this all started because he's, Nanos or Bananos is too busy being a media star and going to basketball games and going to the gym or the spa or whatever. Easter says, well, Savannah has had a lot of struggles with people there at the Today Show. They are jealous of her, of course. Do you remember Matt Lauer? He used to be there. Oh, yeah. Oh, they hate each other. Absolutely. Oh, Matt Lauer was a jerk. There's people in my industry that probably don't like me because the one thing that I'm good at in my life that I've always been the best at is being a licensed private investigator. And I started very young. I'm extremely successful at it. I suck at YouTube, people. I'm so thankful that I got 19 people here watching me. If I was successful, there'd be 100 or 200 people in here, And I admit that I suck at YouTube, but I am getting better. But please keep supporting me any way that you can. I guess that Matt Lauer has tried to reach out to Savannah. I heard that, but they've had a lot of trouble there for today's show with Savannah and others. I think a lot of it is just they're jealous of her. Exactly. There's someone in my own family who doesn't work, has very rarely ever had a job, never bought their own car, their own house, paid their own bills, bought their own dinner. And that person probably despises me because I'm the complete opposite. I have literally worked since I was 17. When I was a little girl, I was out pounding doors at Christmas time, selling Christmas cards that you would order through the mail, and they cost $1 a box, and I would sell them for $2. And, I only had enough money to order 12 boxes at a time. I was probably 7, 8 years old. I did it for like 2 or 3 years in a row. Kind of like people going out and selling Girl Scout cookies. I was out selling Christmas cards. And I would, by the time it was done, I'd have my $12 profit. Yeah, like, there are leaders and there are followers. There are doers and there are doees. And so, Savannah, she's a very smart woman. She's a lawyer. And a very good lawyer she was. But she was so good that she moved into like court TV. that led to the Today Show. Very similar to Nancy Grace's background. Two very smart ladies. I heard that about Mount Lauer trying to reach out to Savannah. I don't know if that's true, but I did hear that. Jamie James, you're allowed to be emotional, and Hoda was being fake. Yeah, but it was very distracting because it was just, it was just, that was a bad interview. Trisha, but it could be one of those no-lose moves. Would we all be talking about the interview today if we hadn't had the impression that it was an act? On the flip side, if Hoda and Savannah are both broken down sobbing, we would be talking about that. Jamie James says, I enjoy your channel. I've heard it's not easy to have a channel and be a content creator. Yeah, and it's too bad that when I'm happy they monetized me as fast as they did when I reapplied, but I wish it wasn't at the very last couple days of the month because there's no way I'm going to make it to a payment in April, which would have come around my birthday because it's, I only ever was monetized once in the past for just a few months. And it seemed to me that the payments came digitally like in the middle of the month. And that's when my birthday is. So it would be nice to see that payment in mid-April and go, wow, and I would have to live another 20 years and get a small payment every month just to pay myself back for all the expenses that I've put into the channel. And I still need to buy more equipment. So never do this for the money. Do it because you want to make the videos. Happy Easter says, well, I always go back to day one. Me too. February 1st, Nancy was supposed to go to a lady's house for church and watch online, and the lady called the sister. Yeah, because she didn't show up. And what is interesting about this is that what time did the sister call the police? Exactly, because there's two timelines. And then what time did Annie finally call Savannah? Yeah, I have a big problem with that timeline. I have a huge problem with the timeline. Oh, thank you, Kelly. Verta says, hope we will find something and still have not done. Hope we'll find something and still not done, so they need to go back and pay more attention to the two who were with Nancy and investigate the sheriff and people Savannah works with also. Absolutely. This is not just some random guy that just, it could be, but I'd say less than 1% that just happened upon this house. This was very well planned in advance. Kellyanne Sullivan. Oh, thanks for still being here, Kellyanne. I believe somebody in the family set this whole thing up, and I think Savannah deeply knows it a lot. Something is very wrong. Well, just how everything was handled. I think Savannah knows a lot more than she's saying. But she's putting up a public front that the family is all on the same page and everybody's lovey-dovey and everything's fine. And, oh, it's so horrible that, my own family's being suspected. But I think she knows a lot more. And I'm not saying that the family's involved. But they're not off my suspect list yet. But they're not the only people on my suspect list. If I was working for her security-wise or PI-wise, I would have a whole list of suspects. Because these people, you don't understand. Some of these people are targeted every single day. Okay, that didn't click over. Okay, there we go. I thought I already clicked that. I see things on my screen now look different now that I'm monetized. It said to set a goal, and I did, but apparently it didn't click. So I turned it on now. And if anybody knows, where do I click to send jewels when I'm on a live? Because I was on a live today and the guy was getting jewels, and I like this guy up in Canada, and I wanted to send him jewels. If you're watching this, ATC, you still may be on your own show, but if you watch this later, I was trying to send you jewels, but there was no tab for me to do so. Where is the jewels tab, everybody? Because I probably have a lot of points built up to send to people. And some of the people that watch me, I'd like to, pay them back. Curmudge and Humble and ATC, I'd like to send something back. But I can't figure out how to do it. I don't see the prompt on my screen, so I'll have to research that when I'm off the air. Everything that I did before that monetization, those views then don't count for anything. But if you watch it now, yes, it would count. But all the, I was having between 58 and 62,000 views a month when I started this. So it was probably about 100 to 120,000 views that I got just with the Savannah Guthrie or the Nancy Guthrie case. And until they sent me congratulations. And then, as you know, I had to go on the back end and then activate everything. And most people probably didn't even see it until the next day, because people were sleeping in the middle of the night. All those past views don't count. But from the moment the tab was turned on, now the views are counting. But I've accumulated like $7 since, midnight the 25th. The good JR, welcome in. Hey, April, just got here. I've been watching live coverage of the protesters outside of whose house. That's what I've heard. We talked about that a little earlier, JR. This is a wonderful channel. Everybody make sure you tell everybody. Watch a lot of the YouTubers. She's one of the best. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, and I'm sorry if I can't get back to all your comments. I've seen your comments, JR, but there are more people watching now, although I have had a dip in views that started about a week before monetization. That's not good timing. So, but I do try to see all your comments. Yeah, we were just talking about this guy, Travis, since you missed it earlier. We're talking about Travis, who was the deputy at Pima County, who has been arrested and charged with one count of kidnapping, unrelated to Nancy. And we talked a little bit about JLR because of a comment that was sent to me just before the show started from Easter, who's watching. And then we talked about the big interview between Savannah Guthrie and Hoda Kotb, and some of what I think were called crocodile tears on Hoda's part, not on Savannah's part. Savannah was totally genuine. Yeah. So if anybody here, just for my own knowledge, I will look it up. I kind of understand how they work now, but I guess I still don't know. When you guys are sending jewels, how do you do that? Because today when I was on ATC's live, I could see, I clicked like the super chat button and it was just letting me send a super chat, but it wasn't. And I thought, well, maybe he has his gifts turned off, but it was a vertical live. He was doing it vertically. So that should have activated. And then he started thanking people. And I'm like, how are people doing this? Oh, yeah, I heard about him. He was in that program on cable channel called Desert Law. He is young. Yeah, he's 22 years old. And that would be Travis Reynolds. Can you see something that has a $sign? Click on that and see what it's there. Yeah, but it wasn't. Well, I can't do that on my end during my live, but I was watching somebody else's live today and I'm like, now that I'm monetized now, let me hit these different buttons and see what comes up. And I could not see the jewel button. Go to the gift icon. I don't have that on my screen because I'm the one that's going live right now. Not the $sign, it's the gift. Yeah, but where was the gift icon? Was it on the right? Is it on the bottom of the screen? Because I couldn't see it. JR, yeah, I was told that Savannah is coming back to the Today Show and the other lady will no longer be there, Hoda. Hoda, go back to your retirement. Yeah, Savannah, it has been confirmed. She's coming back Monday, April the 6th, which is the day after Easter. Lower right, second position. Okay, I'll have to, when I'm done with my live, I'll go into somebody else's live and see if I can see it. Maybe you could screenshot it, Kelly, and then you could text it to me later. Berta says, I agree that Savannah is in on it also, and in my eyes, I believe she is a fake. Ooh, and knows something more also and needs to be investigated also, and Brother Cameron, and do not believe the guy arrested. Okay, I don't think Savannah's involved at all. Absolutely not. But everybody is entitled to their opinion. JR, well, yeah, that's why it is so important that people watch those commercials, and that's on your channel. Yes, that's a moneymaker. Yeah, I think you weren't here when I talked about it earlier. I checked that. And remember, the analytics are a couple days behind when it comes to revenue. But here was my revenue. And I'm very transparent here. On March 25th, because it was at the end of the day, it says my channel made $1.27. And I wouldn't have made that if Kelly hadn't sent the first super chat. On the 26th, it says $24.60. On the 27th, $14.13. But out of all that money, only $7.51 came from watch page ads, because my views have been tanking. Even before I barely got enough to hit that monetization, I turned it on quickly because things were starting to tumble. Most of the money I have made, it says supers and gifts, but it doesn't show me how much money I've made, if any, from jewels, which I think you have to accumulate like 20,000. And I have no way, there's no way to look so far to see how many I have. But yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, it's because of all those, the super chats that have come in. JR, I just got here, of course. Do you get super chats? Yes. Yeah, that's how I, out of that $40 that I won't see probably till at least May, because I won't hit the $100 mark to get a payment mid-April unless, I get a ton of super chats within the next day or two, because remember, they're a day or two behind to calculate. Jet Set says, I heard a creator say if you offer something called Buy Me a Coffee, that the creators get 1% more than a super chat. Well, if you go to my main page on my channel, you will see all my links, Jet Set. And I do have that. I have, I show you my eBay store. I show you my Whatnot. And if you sign up for it using my code, you can get $15 to spend on Whatnot. I've got my PayPal, my Venmo, my Cash App, my Buy Me a Coffee, and I do have my old, and somebody asked me to, relink it because apparently the links weren't working. I still have my old from 2019, my old cancer GoFundMe, even if it's just so that you guys can read the whole history of everything what's happened, because I am transparent and I hate to keep bringing that up, but you can always go research that, because, some people think my medical conditions are fake. Well, they're not. I must be a cat with 9 lives, and I've already gone through 8 of them. Every day is a struggle, but you guys, you make me feel so appreciated, and I appreciate you back. I am officially monetized. Yeah. And you know what? Here we go. I got this. I've only had to ring the bell once today. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like a hockey horn. Have you ever been to a professional hockey game, and when they score a goal, you hear the horn, or you go to a ballpark and they have a sound effect. The Dodgers don't really, they have a bunch of flashing lights and blinking lights, but they don't have a big, like a siren or a horn or a fireworks every time there's a home run. Remember in San Francisco when they used to do the foghorn? Ding, ding, it would ring 2 or 3 times during the home run trot. Like, that's what this is for. This is like somebody just scored a goal in hockey, or one of the Giants in San Francisco hit a home run, and the foghorns are coming out. Yes, I am a huge baseball fan. And now that we're in the real season and not the spring training season, I hope to hear from more of the teams. I've heard from 5 of the 30 teams thus far. But I am a diehard Angelino, so the Dodgers they've been my team since I was 3. In fact, my very first Thanksgiving that I ever spent in Los Angeles with just my parents, when I was age 3, one of the people that was at the Thanksgiving was a LA Dodger, but my parents, they didn't remember his name. And it's like haunted me my entire life. Like, who did we have Thanksgiving with? I mean, we know obviously which house we went to and the names of those people, but those people had some guests, and one of them was uh, on the roster for the Dodgers. And not just in the minors, but it was a major league team member. But it was during the off season because it was Thanksgiving, and I wanted to know my whole life. And those people, that house is still across the street from that house. It still exists. And apparently they may, the couple that lives there, they might be in their 80s by now. I'd love to go pound on their door and say, do you remember like 6 decades ago when you had Thanksgiving? Well, I was the little girl that was at your house. And who was the Dodger? And I'm sure they would like call 911 to say some crazy woman's at my door. Um, so yeah, thanks for remembering that, JR. Yeah, I don't know how long you've been following me, but um, the Texas Rangers, I've had to cover up my address. The Minnesota Twins, they sent me a jersey, which I've worn a couple times. The Chicago White Sox got the little southpaw keychain. The next was the Cleveland Guardians. And it was funny because I got a Topps baseball card pack from them. And I was like, what? And then this was from somebody called Worth Industries. And handicapped people work there, and they send mailers out for big companies. And this was actually their package from the St. Louis Cardinals. And they also sent a package of Topps. So if you've been following this, you've seen that. In fact, I did a mail call video after I got the package from the Rangers. But that's on under my video tab. They called Dirty Rotten Scandal. The price is right down there in Los Angeles. Well, I think it's a Burbank. Okay, I don't know what you're saying at all. They called Dirty Rotten Scandal. The price is right down there in Los Angeles. Well, I think it's a Burbank at the CBS studios. I don't know what you're saying. Hello, Mariana. Now, if you want one of these kind of shout outs, then I gotta see a super chat, even if it's like 99 cents. Just because now that I'm monetized, I do get a lot of trolls that come in that my mods have to take out, and I've only got like 5 mods, and only one is here right now. Oh, is that the minimum? They don't have the 99-cent one anymore. Does it start at $1.99, Kelly? Oh, and I gotta put my channel back up on my desktop just in case. There's a lot of YouTube issues lately where the chat doesn't show everything on the sell-in. YouTube's been having all kinds of issues the last few weeks. Can I do it? Yeah, in exchange for a super chat, because that's how I'm going to support the channel, especially because I won't get my first payment next month, which is sad because it would come around my birthday. Unless, I get like 20 chats or something, and I have to have $100 minimum in the account for the month. But this month I didn't get monetized till the very end of the day on the 25th. 99 cents is right. Yeah, I think it starts at 99. What is my super chat? Kelly, tell her where the see, there's a little button on the screen next to the chat. Oh, okay. Check, and there's a slide bar that goes from 99 cents and up. Yeah, there's a. Let me see if I can see it on. Let's see, where does it start? It goes, this screen on my desktop goes between $1 and $500. But it's weird. On some screens, it'll show like 99 cents or $1.99. But then if you do it on the computer, it rounds off to like $1 or 5 or 10 or 20. Like, it's weird. I can't understand why some of them end with an even number and some of them on certain screens end with an odd number. I don't understand that. Looks like a dollar with a, oh, it looks like a dollar bill with the dollar symbol on it. Thank you, Kelly. And then there should be a purple box. Let's see if I have a purple box. Oh, I do have it on mine, but I couldn't see it today when I was watching ATC. So if you're probably still on your show, ATC, but if you see this in a replay, I was trying to gift you. Huh. Oh, I still don't see the jewels though. Huh. I still, things have changed since the last time I was monetized. But I already did it. No, I don't have it. The number says 0, although on the other goal I had one from Kelly. Then it shows up and April freaks out the bunny. Now, if you send it like a Cash App or buy me a coffee or a Venmo, let me know. No, I'm not scamming. Jewels are the second icon. On my end, I just have emoji, the $sign, create a poll, or send a red heart. No, I'm not scamming. Yeah, it'll show up on the chat, Mariana, if you send something. I just did. I sent it me 100. Well, where is it? Maybe it didn't go through. No, I'm a PI. I have too much to lose, so I'm not a scammer. I sent Jules just to see if it would work. I don't see those. I do too, Jamie. Well, you know what? We're going to send you out. Goodbye. Go make that call to the police now. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I think it was I think somebody else was scamming Kelly. Thank you, Jamie. He says, be nice to April. Jeez. Yeah, and she's come in here before, or whoever that person is, saying, give me a shout out and give me this. And, and I don't like her tone. Thank you, Kelly. But she doesn't realize, for every click, for every engagement, I make a penny or something. Wasted typing. Yeah, I smelled a rat, but I'm not going to be nasty and say, hey, I'm an investigator and I see that you're full of shit. Excuse me. Full of crap, I should say. Bull crap. But, I played along. Oh, thank you, JR. And thank you so much for all your messages. I try to get to everybody. But I'm just overwhelmed. Like, I haven't even had time to, do my laundry or go pick up my business mail. So, oh. Yeah, I had somebody yesterday came in and offered me $5 million. And I tell everybody, go to the main channel page and you can send it to my mailing address. JR beat my dollar by a penny. Yeah, see, I can't understand why some say like $1, $2, $5, $10, 20, 25, 50, whatever it is. and others say $1.99 or $4.99. I don't understand why some are coming off even. And at first I thought it maybe members, you see it differently, but it has nothing to do with membership because I only have one member right now, and that's Hearts of Gold. Because Kelly, when you were a member the first time that I was briefly monetized, they canceled that out. And in fact, not only did they cancel you out in the system, but they have not returned the balance that I already had in my account that had been carrying over. I mean, it wasn't much, but there was, some super chats in there, and I know you had sent some of those, and I will never see them. If they're not like cashed out within 90 days or something, like if they're not put into my account, then apparently YouTube returns the money to the advertisers, and not to you, but to the advertisers. So because it took so long to get remonetized, I will never see any of that money that was already in the account before. I think it's where the slide bar hits. Game is rigged. Irish cream, spring green, help us get to 20 likes. Yeah, exactly. Always stack for the house. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to figure out why some show up with 99-cent increments and some show up with the flat dollar increment. It's where the bar hits. I just tried it. Well, thank you, Kelly. Oh, I forgot, JR. I'm so sorry. I hope you're still here. I hope you're not mad at me. This is for JR. Oh, well, as of today, because I went over this earlier if you want to watch the replay and I go through the numbers, but it's up to $40 and most of that is in super chats. Very few of that 40 is in views, and they only pay it out the next month if you have a minimum balance of 100. And I was really hoping to hit that minimum 100 so that I would have my first, check since remonetization coming in around my birthday. Because I think they pay it like between the 10th and the 12th, if I remember correctly. And my birthday is on the 12th. But I'd have to hit a lot of super chats and have millions of views. Not thousands, but millions between now and, the end of the month. And if anybody thinks she's a scammer, well, let me tell you something. You don't know who a scammer is. There's plenty of scammers out here, and it's not her. Yeah, and some of those alleged fraudsters, I'm trying to say the word fraudsters, have been reporting on the Nancy Guthrie, and they're making reportedly $25,000 to $30,000 a month. And they're getting hundreds. They said the person was getting at least $100 in super chats every 10 minutes. You're welcome, JR. I'm sorry. I was just like, I was so thrown, like I'm, why I hope when I turn this off later today, I can go to the back end and go, oh wow, this person sent a PayPal, a Venmo, and a Cash App, or buy me a coffee, or they even decided to buy something on eBay or whatnot. Thank you, Irish Cream. Level up. If you have to have one more meal from your mom or your grandmother that cooked it personally, which one would you choose? Well, even though I haven't eaten red meat since cancer, because I just can't, I would say my mom's pot roast and mashed potatoes and gravy. But I would only put the gravy on the roast. I wouldn't put it on the potatoes. And I think she learned to make the few meals that she really made that were superior. I think she learned from her aunts because her mom wasn't in her life very much when she was a child. So she was raised by her dad, who was a traveling dairy salesman, and two aunts. And they taught her, the family, it was on the Irish side of the family. They taught her pot roast and mashed potatoes. Yes, April 12th is my birthday, but I'm going to celebrate it the whole darn month because at my age, you never know when it's going to be your last. Thank you, Irish Cream. It's only March 29th. We're not there yet. But thank you. So today, for those of you that just came in, we talked about this Travis Reynolds, who is a Pima County Sheriff's deputy who has been arrested and charged with 1 count of kidnapping of an arrestee. We talked about a comment that was made by Easter regarding JLR Investigates, and she said it was okay. And we also talked about the Hoda Kotb and Savannah Guthrie interview. And I just, I wasn't going to say it, but I do think there was some crocodile tears. And let me switch my screen back as I went to my back end so I can see my chat on the computer. Because the chat on the computer is a little bit ahead of where I am on the cell. JR Investigator, were you able to see the baseball game last night? I had it on in the background, but I was I already on a live then? I think I missed most of the one that was on Fox, but I did see the Dodger game. I just must have gained some subscribers because my little LaMetric YouTube clock just went ding ding. In fact, now that I'm, you know what? I told everybody as soon as I'm monetized, I need to reset the sound effects on that clock from the bicycle ding ding to the ka-ching. So remind me to do that, Callie. Remind me to reset the LaMetric clock tonight. And it's not easy to do. You know what I'm really liking about this season with the Dodgers, who are 3-0, is they got that Edwin Diaz during the offseason. And I won't talk too much about baseball here because I'm sure you guys are all here for Nancy Guthrie and my true crime reporting. But they have this woman. She looks like she could be Hispanic or even African American or a mix. And she has this very big afro, like you would see African American people wear like in the 70s. It's huge on her head. And she sits there behind the scenes and she plays a trumpet. And when they open the bullpen gate for Edwin to come in, they actually have 2 cameramen that come out onto the field during a game. The cameramen are running onto the field holding a handheld camera, and they're filming him as he's running in. So you have the cameras that are all around the stadium, the overhead cameras, the cameras in the stands, and then these guys that are running. And at the time that they open the gates and then they dim the lights, it's like this big thing. And this lady's going on the trumpet, and it's fantastic. And I thought they were only going to do it once because he didn't come into the first game. He was only played the second and third game to do a save. And it's like, it reminded me of what I see on TV or the internet regarding Japan. Because when you go to a baseball game, a professional game in Japan, it's not just about the game. It's about all the festivities that happen at the park. In fact, when those games end, the players aren't even allowed to go like shower and change and go home or go to dinner. They still have to stay at the stadium and entertain the fans. It's like a big to-do. It's like an actual production, like a show. And so I really like that they have this trumpet lady that comes out. And sometimes after she plays her little intro as he's coming out onto the field, she'll start dancing and the crowd goes crazy. I mean, the energy is just incredible. But you know what? I'm going to be done talking about baseball because we were here talking about Nancy Guthrie. It is day number, well, what day did I say it was? 57. Is that correct? Let me do the math. Yeah, it is day 57. Can you believe this? If you had told me on February 1st and February 2nd that I'd be here talking to you guys on day number 57, I wouldn't have believed it. Poor Savannah. Now, I do think that Nancy's no longer with us, and hopefully she's in a much better place. I'd like to think that she is. But this is horrifying. This is absolutely horrifying. She needs to be found. Oh, I missed somebody. Trisha, what did I miss? April 12th is my wedding anniversary. 26 this year. Well, congratulations, Trisha. Yeah, taxes are due on the 15th. That's also the day the Titanic sunk. Well, it actually sunk on the yeah, it was the 15th on their time, but it was the 14th on our time. I don't know how to respond to that, John. But this lady, I'll say it again. If you haven't seen it, maybe you can find her on the internet. Just type in Google, do a Google search and say Dodgers, trumpet lady, and she'll probably come up. It's just been fantastic. The whole stadium just like goes crazy. I think they should instigate some type of sound effect too when there's a home run ball, rather than just the little lights going off and some ding dings. I mean, there should be some loud, but maybe because they're in the ravine and there's real estate just down the hill from them that they don't do it. I know in the summer they do fireworks shows every Friday night after a game, but they don't do it during a home run or a win. Or most teams have like sound effects for home runs, for wins, for the end of the game. I don't know who that is, Christopher. Soup Man. What is my tab saying? Oh, see, my tab keeps saying start another goal. You know what? I think on this thing, I need to reset the timer. And YouTube keeps crashing on the back end. Let me try to open it again. It just says, oops. Yeah, it won't even pop up. It's saying I need to reset the timer? And you guys can't see that, can you? And let me switch it from top to live. It's asking me to reset everything. But only on the cell phone, but not on the desktop. I guess I have to figure out how to reset the timer somehow so that I don't have to keep doing this, and then the count will go up throughout, because now it's saying 0 for 10. Did I see your comment? April the 1st is coming Wednesday. Yeah, and that's why I don't think I'm going to have enough time, JR, to make enough to be able to see the check in April, which is sad. Because wouldn't it be so appropriate that I got remonetized right around my deceased friend's birthday, just days before? It was like a gift from heaven. And to see that first check around my birthday would just be so cool. I don't know which comment you're referring to. I'm sorry. JR, some of them have concerts before, some of them after. Like you said, they have fireworks. So it's to get fans to come. Exactly. It's a show. And apparently now they have a $75 cup. It's about this size. Well, it's actually $68.99. And by the time you pay the taxes at LA County's rate, or LA City's rate, which is 9.5%, it costs $75 and change. And you can take this cup with you to future games and they'll refill it. And it says number 17 for Shohei. Did I see that above? I don't know what you're talking about. Let me look on the computer. What's up equals sup. Sup, man. I don't see what does that mean? I'm sorry, Kelly. We'll have to talk about it after the show. I don't understand what you're saying. Go up one comment. Did I see your comment? What's up equals sup. I don't know what that means. Like I said, Kelly, I have to talk about it after the show because I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know what that means, but what are you trying? What's up equals sup. Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Okay. I'm totally confused here. Now my train of thought is just it's gone. I'm sorry. Okay, Sleepy, we're gonna take you out. Oh, I told the other chatter you didn't know what sup man was. You didn't know who sup man was. Oh, okay. ADD has now been triggered. Ah, thank you, Kelly. Oh, she's one of my I don't know if we should have deleted this person, Kelly. Okay, now I'm totally lost, and now I probably just lost a viewer over this. Let me go back. Oh, I can't go back. Dang it. No, she's like one of my good viewers. I think she's even sent a super chat. You can't take somebody like that out. Yeah, somebody just got deleted by accident. Well, I just lost that viewer. And I think she sent super chats before. Oh boy. You gotta be, we're gonna have to work this out, Kelly. Let me take everybody. I gotta remove as a moderator right now because I can't have like a paying viewer be just like trash like that. Okay, now see this video's just gone to complete crap. Let's back up, everybody. Let's start again. Let's get back to Nancy. You took out Trisha. I don't understand why. I don't know what I missed. Before I even saw it, she was gone. And I can't say I can't apologize to her because she won't be able to see the channel now for 24 hours. So I've lost a viewer, and I think she sent me a super chat. Not today, but in another video. No, we can't do that. No, she won't be able to log back in. She can't even see the show now. And then I can't. Oh boy. Gonna have to do a little back end housekeeping here. Hopefully she'll send me a message and I can apologize to her. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to mod myself for a while. I don't know how to like reset everything. I'm just gonna have to reset everything, and I don't know how to do that. No, she'll be timed out for 24 hours, and I'm pretty sure. Let me see if she's one of my donate. But she's a good viewer. So did she say something inappropriate and I missed it because it just said it was deleted, and I can't see why. She was trying to explain to me when I said, you kept saying, see my chat, see my message, see my message. And then she was trying to explain to me that I didn't know what Sup Man was. You know, this video's just gone to crap right now. Trisha, if you can see this on a playback in 25 hours, I apologize that she was trying to explain something. April, log off, disconnect your channel right now, disconnect the line and then start over. I can't. It won't bring her back. Yeah, we can't be taking out people that are like, she comes in every day and supports me. She was trying to explain what I missed. Now I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. There's, the comments are going by very, very fast, and I'm doing the best I can. And for people who don't know my medical history, I've had heart damage that, where I didn't get oxygen to my brain. I'm doing the best I effing can. Did she donate money today? Oh my God. Why was she taken out? Yeah, I'm just going to have to rethink this whole, things are not going well right now. If she comes back 2 days later, which she probably will never come to my channel again, I apologize. Yeah, now there's only 3 people watching. Everybody left. Well, I guess we're done for today. Sorry, everybody. This is not the way I wanted this to end today, but I'm going to go off the air now. Thank you. Thanks for coming.